Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Today we're doing episode number 15 for the Mexican Grand Prix, the penultimate Grand Prix of Season 1. Obviously Season 2 will be coming out on next year's game. And of course we've still got, we're going to repurchase that minor drag reduction that's going to come in before the Brazilian Grand Prix. I did think about going for a major one, but we didn't have enough R&D points, so that minor drag reduction upgrade will come in for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and then that will be it with terms of upgrades, because that major, hopefully that major weight reduction redistribution upgrade also doesn't fail. And we put some durability on the turbo as well. I think that's where we're going to be focusing our points as well. But the weather forecast looks dry, which is good for us. In terms of the R&D, not a lot of changes. Red Bull have made a minor upgrade, and them and AlphaTauri are pretty much the only teams to actually bring an upgrade into this weekend, with the likes of Mercedes still way out in front ahead of Racing Point, the likes of McLaren, Renault and Ferrari. Now, moving to qualifying, if you were watching last week, then you may remember that we forgot to select the power units again. And, well, it was pretty much the same thing happened again. I forgot to change a select power unit. So, of course, there's no point going on because we're going to have it. Interestingly, Ocon set no time as well. I don't understand that. He didn't have an incident or anything, so yes, that's a little bit annoying. Hopefully we'll get it right in Brazil and have our best qualifying of the season so far. But it'll be time for the Grand Prix after some questions from Claire.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Wasn't a good day.
Your qualifying pace didn't put you at the front of the grid. Will this be a problem tomorrow?
We're at the back. We're starting last, Claire.
Did you feel that things went well for you today?
No comment.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you for wasting mine.
Here we go then. It's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right, and the remaining 7 going to the left. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Albon, Lance Stroll and Perez, Verstappen, Russell, Giovinazzi and Roman Grosjean, Magnussen, De Vries, Charles Leclerc, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Raikkonen, Latifi, Norris, Daniel Kvyat and Pierre Gasly, Sainz, Ricciardo, Ocon and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
A points finish might be just out of reach this race, but give it your best shot.
Thanks, Jeff, for that. We're going to try. We're going to change the strategy up a little bit. I thought about trying to do the one stop, but I don't know about the hard tyre performance. It might be a bit stretching it, and you can see the delta's 2 seconds slower, so I think what we're going to try and do is something a little bit different though to the AI, because they're both most likely going to be doing the default soft medium. I'm fancy doing the reverse of that and do medium soft. If I was starting inside the top 10, I'll do soft, medium, soft. I know that's some of the AA might like that, but the majority will probably go soft, soft, medium. To try and undercut, although the medium tyre I'm not entirely sure. Here's and interestingly, Grosjean's decided to start on the hard tyre. Don't think I've ever seen that from AI at all. As flight lights are out, and away we go for our first trip to Mexico on this game. It's an okay start. We're sort of caught up to Ocon. Can we get him in front of Ricardo? No, he's going to block us off. Thank you very much, Daniel. And we've dropped back to last place. But we're going to dive it down the inside, see how far we can get. Trying to have a look around the inside of Norris. Is that Alfa Romeo front me? I think that's Raikkonen as well. To go side by side with Gasly. We've given him space, to be fair, although it is a little bit banging with Ricardo on his inside as well as Ocon wangling it down. As we dive it down the inside, we need to get ahead of Grosjean, who's had a woeful start. He's lost 7 positions on the... That make that 8 positions now on the opening lap. As we're caught up now to Giovinazzi, who is... sorry, not Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, who's got no half missing a bit of a front end plate. Don't be surprised if he dives in. So you have a look around the outside of Sainz into the stadium section. Nothing doing there. He does make it a little bit awkward. Norris, surprisingly, Sainz hasn't been able to get past the 2 Williams yet. And on lap 2, where he's had ERS and Rich Mix to play against the Williams, which is the slowest car on the grid, we make big move for around the outside in the hairpin in the stadium section. Not a usual place to be making moves, because of course most people would probably wait for the straights to make the DRS, but considering the fact DRS is only been enabled now and we've caught up to the 2 Williams, we need to get in front of these. They're like a mobile chicane, which is saying something. I know I've been a mobile chicane in multiplayer, and I know how those faster drivers, we get dispatch De Vries very easily at the end of the 3rd DRS straight. But Latifi came back of us outside the hairpin, so we have to do it in the penultimate corner, and we do so, and we'll easily cruise away. We've got DRS as well, and we'll cruise away. And actual fact, that will all open for the 2 McLarens to have a go with. First, Sainz is having a go at Latifi, and Norris is also having a go at De Vries, and both McLarens will be able to get through. And eventually Sainz and Norris dispatch the 2 Williams through, and they start coming back at me. You can see Sainz is having a go at us. He's got DRS, but crucially he's not pulled up aside. We've gone deep into turn 1, but fortunately, because of the nature of turn 2, it's not costing us anything, because we have the inside line for the next corner. We can just shove Sainz out. So catch up to Magnussen now. This is P11. Going to dive it down the inside. Again, go deep. That doesn't really matter. As long as we don't go off circuit, then we should be fine to make the move, and we do up into P11. Eventually, Norris and Sainz again both get past Magnussen, and now Norris is sort of doing the undercut. He's overcut. He's trying to get past us. Have a look around the outside. Nothing doing. We take a slender line into there. We're catching up to Giovinazzi as well in a move for the top 10. But jumping now to lap 14, we've coming in to make our one and only stop. The 2 Mercedes are way out in front, probably going to make this 15 wins this season, despite the fact Hamilton can actually win the championship if he finishes, even if he finishes second. Interestingly to see as the 2 racing points and Red Bull and Ferrari quadrant all go past, and will also, unfortunately, the 2 McLarens. So we've lost out a little bit, but we'll be on fresher tyres now, and we'll be able to push on now and hopefully get in front of them as they start to squabble with each other. And I imagine the Ferraris will come into range. Our teammate is also coming into range as well, as you can see there. Norris has switched with Sainz order as well, and we're down the inside of Carlos Sainz at the end of the 2nd DRS straight and up into P11. That is, and now we've got Sebastian Vettel, is now starting to go backwards along with our teammate George Russell, who's only just a little bit up the road. And we've got the fresher soft tyres on. These guys have obviously pit a lot earlier, so this is giving the advantage. Yes, we're using the fresher tyres. And even if we jump to lap 19 now, where Sainz has got past Vettel as well, we're now catched up to Norris, who has switched places with his teammate, and we're now catching up to George Russell, who I don't know if he's got some wear or something, I don't know. There's we dive down the inside of Norris at the end of the second DRS straight, a little bit of a deja vu move as we did on his teammate. And then next up is our own teammate, and we're going to make an easy move. Russell not having DRS, I expect he's not really probably saving a little bit of fuel. Probably because, of course, we're using a fresher engine than him, he's probably not got that engine. But we jumped again to lap 25. We again made it up into the P3, and nobody can touch the Mercedes there. Out of sight in this Grand Prix. The two Red Bulls have now moved up into position. Albon ahead of Verstappen, which is not something you usually see in a career mode, especially the fact Albon is lower later. Then the two racing points, so it's 2 by 2 by 2 there. Giovinazzi has yet to make his final stop, so that's why he's sort of out of position in P8. Again though, we're going to come out behind the two McLarens, but this time we're a lot closer to them. We've jumped Vettel and Russell, so Russell's chance of getting points now might not be might be off actually, especially the fact that McLarens are looking faster than him. Obviously he's on mediate, the same tyre compounds. We now have an advantage over the rest of the field apart from Leclerc and I presume Giovinazzi, but Giovinazzi will fall way behind us. And we're catching up now to the two McLarens. We're going to try and easily dispatch them. We'll see if we can catch the racing points as well. They're not too far ahead. Have a look around the outside and the hairpin of Norris, who's switched back behind Sainz now as we are moving, get DRS, and this is going to be a nice and easy dive bomb down the inside into turn 1. Thank you very much. And it's P9, and we're now even, Sainz has taken a little bit too much curving into turn 2. We've got a little bit, not a lot of ERS, but we're going to have DRS another lane. We're going to thought about going on the outside. We're going to switch it to the inside. We set the purple in sector 1, and like the other DRS straight, that one we can go wide in again. And on lap 27 we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, so we're definitely on it today. Especially the fact we haven't had much luck on this channel so far around Mexico, only that one win way back in 2017. We're now caught up to Charles Leclerc, who's done 2 sets of mediums, so not doing for the softs. We're down the inside of Charles, easy overtake again. This is what happens when you have the second fastest engine. Is Carlos Sainz is out. Well, they were down the order, the McLarens, due to penalties and whatnot, and just the lap later Norris decided that his engine would cough up as well, so that's going to allow both Russell and Vettel back into the points as well, so that'll be good. As we move to jump to lap 33, we're now coming into the range of Lance Stroll, who once again is apparently having engine difficulties, and also he's on the we're on a lot softer compound, so we moved up into P6, so I think that's what there's Norris. But as we move to jump to lap 35, Stroll starts to come back of us. He may have sold the gremlins in his computer that was stopping him, and this is on the last lap, going for a move around the outside with DRS, but unfortunately for him, fortunately for us, we managed to get the better line. We again defend at the end of the third DRS straight, going into the podium. Valtteri Bottas has won, but it doesn't matter because Hamilton is a 7-time world champion, so congratulations to him. And we are going through the stadium section now for our joint best result of the season, and pretty much one of my best ever drives from the back of the grid to finish in P6. Absolutely fantastic drive. And of course we also get driver of the day as well, just to add it some extra merit.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion.
Just a quick note on real life. about Hamilton getting 7 times. I'd never thought, growing up watching Schumacher race, I never thought that record would ever get broken, but he's managed to do it. Yes, you can always put it down a little bit down to the car, which is good. It is a good car, but at the same time, just remember what he has managed to do in that car, winning all those races, managed to dominate, and we showed his class definitely in the Turkish Grand Prix. But anyway, back to the career mode. George Russell did finally got his first ever points in Formula 1, courtesy of the 2 McLarens blowing up. Vettel as well, qualified P3 as well, Vettel, and yet only pin 9. We retain P10 with only 1 race to go. We're 8 points ahead of Stroll and a further 12 points ahead of Norris. I don't think Ocon will be able to catch this. It's a too poor a season as well. Bearing in mind, you didn't even bother qualifying. Russell now moves up to 18th place, joint level with the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers. We're comfortable as well for 7th place. I don't think we're going to, unless we get a minor miracle in Brazil, we're not going to be catching Renault. AlphaTauri look a little bit too far back now as well, especially with the performance that they have, to be able to catch us for P7. So good job there.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's
Well,
expectations.
I'm very happy with the result that we had today. Getting P6 from last place on the grid, the car, the strategy, everything was working for us today.
Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Don't know what you're on about, Claire. No comment.
Well, thanks anyway.
I'll just stop wasting my time. Anyway, Team McLean is good. We're close to level 14, so we might get some more sponsors on the car for next. That'd be the preparation for next season, getting more sponsors, especially the fact. I know that it doesn't apply to this car because I've modded using the RaceNet livery, or a modded version anyway, but they have got 11 spots now as well, so yes. But in terms of the results, can Mercedes do what they can't do in real life and win every race of the season? We'll find out next week in Brazil, which is it's a track that Mercedes have won at in the past, although Hamilton, to be fair, is it's not one of his better tracks if you look at his track record, but we'll see if he can win in game. Look how many races as well he's won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 15 races, with Bottas winning the other 5. And I mean, they're miles ahead of everybody else. You can see the performance of the Ferraris, although to be fair, unlike in my driver career mode, they're not actually done that too bad. They've only literally dropped from, instead of getting 2nd and 3rd places, they've now dropped to literally being like 4th, 5th and 6th on someone. Although they did have a little bit of a drop today with their poor strategy and engine. But yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for new, see more episodes of the F1 2020 My Team Crew as and when they come out. Until the next video, time, take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.